One of our favorites from the NFL Network, Charles Davis, joining us here from the Scouting Combine. But before we discuss the Scouting Combine, congratulations to you. I am looking forward to your new gig.
Oh, thank you.
The lead analyst for college football for CBS. NFL's loss on Sunday, but college football's gain on Saturday.
Awfully kind. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very, very much, especially about the NFL's loss. I've heard a lot of people jumping up and down cheering, so I appreciate you being so nice to me. But, yeah, I will miss the NFL in a big way, and I'm looking forward to embracing my new challenge and trying to fit in well with my new team.
As someone who's covered many teams in the NFL, Cardinals' new head coach, Mike LaFleur, what have you seen from him throughout his different stops in the NFL and what Cardinals fans can expect?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because when I met Mike, he was offensive coordinator with the Jets. And you guys remember what was going on during that time. That was pre-Aaron Rodgers, okay? That was the drafting of Zach Wilson. This is how we're going to run offense. You're running with a young kid, a rookie quarterback, second-year quarterback. Elijah Moore had been drafted, I think, in the second round. And, this doesn't pan out. A lot of difficulties. Offensive line beat up and hurt. Elijah Vera Tucker should be like a Pro Bowl guard every year. He's always hurt. And where he's playing guard, tackle, they just can't quite get it right. So it was a very difficult circumstance, and obviously Mike lost his job during that time frame. Goes back, retools. Something about going around Sean McVay and the Rams, isn't there? Right? I have told people that I just tell people all the time, hey, I'm friends with Sean McVay. Because my circumstances get better when I do that, right? If you just touch Sean McVay, things get good for you, okay? So that was my time frame with Mike. A lot of times when you lose a job and things don't go well, when you go somewhere else, you have such a different mindset, such a different view, and you take that with you, retool a little bit, and come back, quote-unquote, better, more equipped, all that. I've heard that from veteran coaches. Okay, like when Mike Shanahan wins 2 Super Bowls with the Denver Broncos, now he's out of football. They visit, right? Is it not the same every time? They visit every camp. They go call their friends. They go there, and then they come out and the things they believed in, they still believe in, but they may add to it. They may change things a little bit. That's why I think that's what you're counting on with the Mike LaFleur, with his opportunity now with the Cardinals.
Former Sean McVay offensive coordinators who have gone on to be head coaches have had success. What's a trend you see?
Just a touch, right?
How are they doing that?
I do think that the way that Sean teaches, evaluates, challenges, helps them a lot. And to your point, a number of these people haven't even called plays, right? They've gone on and become successful head coaches and started calling plays on their own for the first time because Sean has always called the plays. Kevin O'Connell never called plays, became the head coach of the Vikings, wins 13 games his first year. He won 14 2 years later. I mean, that's just one name. You and I could go on and on, right? But it's not just a system. It's much more of a belief system. It's much more of a value system. It's much more of a way you evaluate, teach, and inspire. And Sean has helped generate a lot of that. And the crazy part is, Sean's just 40. I mean, think about that. I think he's the third youngest coach in the NFL.
I don't know that Cardinals fans love hearing that,
right?
Given how good the Rams have been with McVay.
But isn't that wild? Because we're usually talking about a super veteran coach. This is their tree, and now the youngsters are coming through. Sean McVay's done that in the 10 years as a head coach. Oh, yeah. He's been a head coach for 10 years in the NFL. I mean, all of it just kind of comes out. It sounds like I'm doing a Sean McVay fan club deal, but the numbers are pretty evident. This has worked pretty well for people to be part of that tree. Now let's see if Mike LaFleur can be the same.
Mike is walking in offensively. Certainly there's a question mark at quarterback.
Yeah.
But Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, the pieces, the skilled position players that he will have to kind of diagram.
Do you get James Conner back?
Potentially. Fingers crossed, hopefully.
Okay.
But now you have a question potentially about quarterback and running back, but at least as far as the pass catchers are concerned. What have you seen and what potentially could you project those players doing with Mike LaFleur?
Yeah, I mean, can Marvin Harrison be Puka Nacua? That big, strong, physical wide receiver that can eat catches or eat attention. That's the thing that you want to see, the development, because when that person comes along, the other guys now get better, right? McBride at tight end, I mean, he's sensational. He absolutely is sensational. Liked him coming out of Colorado State, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you I saw all of this, all right? Those who saw that, I want to hang out with them a little bit more. We thought there was a chance he could be a very good player. There's a reason he was drafted where he was drafted. But this is just off the charts. This is exceptional. And coverages are kicked his way, extra people, attention, and he still finds ways. I just think that what he has done has been amazing. So if you are the next quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals, one of the first things you do is forge that relationship, because a tight end helps all quarterbacks. Now, if you have a young quarterback, even more so. Easier throws, better sight lines, a lot of confidence getting it to him here on the run, and off you go from there, and then you expand out. It's kind of like, everything's narrow here when you're young, and as you get older, it expands out, and off you go. But you better find Harrison, find Wilson, find those guys. And, I think the offensive line, there's the makings of what you're going to want there. And I thought that Drew Petzing did a pretty nice job trying to play to what he had when he was here as the offensive coordinator. I've been a big fan of Petzing, big fan of Nick Rawlis. Keeping Nick Rawlis, I think, is one of the exceptional moves that Mike LaFleur has made.
Regardless of who the quarterback is, they need protection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at the prospects, the offensive line room for this draft class, Spencer Fano's a name who you have liked. What do you like about him? And the other name that's tied, possibly to the Cardinals from that group.
Mauanoa?
Yes, Francis Mauanoa.
Yeah, I think what I like about both of them is the physical aspect of what they do. I like the footwork that comes with both of them in terms of them being athletic and what they ask them to do in the offenses that they've played in college. But you've got to have those building block people. You've got to have those guys that have that mindset that they're going to knock people down and make sure my quarterback doesn't get hit. And if you look at both of those places, that's worked pretty well for those guys. So the interesting part is picking at 3, right? Picking at 3, to me, is which side of the ball do they go with first? Is it Monti Ossenfort going to go offensive line, as you just talked about? Or is he going to want somebody who can be a wrecker as a pass rusher, because you've got those guys right there, and there's a very good chance that you get either the second bite of the apple or maybe the first bite of the apple in terms of pass rushers, because the Jets picking it too. It'll be an interesting thing what they do, because if they decide to go Arvell Reese from Ohio State, that's a projection as a pass rusher because he's been an off-the-ball linebacker. We're saying, is he the next Micah Parsons? Potentially. Or do they decide, hey, we got to have one of these guys? Is it a David Bailey? Is it a Reuben Bain? It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for Monti Ossenfort and the rest of the Cardinals organization. But to me, offensive line, defensive line, build from inside out, that feels like where we're headed to start with number 3.
There's no wrong answer, but is there a preference? Do you want the pass protector or the pass rusher? I know you are a defensive player, so do you lean more towards the get the quarterback?
My old school sensibilities say yes, but it's funny you brought that up, because I literally just had this conversation with someone earlier today, a former NFL player who played defense for all of his career, and I told him, in my estimation, you coming through now, they would have put you on offense. The game is flipped that way, to where college coaches used to take, hey, my best players, and we put them on defense first. If there was a discussion, I think they put them on offense first now. Scoring points is kind of like, hey, we're just going to beat you to first to 50. That's just kind of where the game is going, and that's kind of where we are now. And I think that you have to keep up with these high-powered offenses that you're dealing with. San Francisco puts up points. The Rams put up points, right? Seattle. I think I'd go get the pass protector before I'd go get the pass rusher, but that's just me. What do I know? I don't have the grades on them up on my board. Monty's got the grades. Whoever has the higher grade, that's who you should go get. But it just feels like that's where the game is kind of headed now.
Before we get to the draft at the end of April, free agency will hit pretty soon. Is there a position room where maybe it's a stronger free agency class? Because you have to take that in consideration when you're starting to plan who you might want to draft coming up in April.
Absolutely. And, I haven't studied free agency the way I need to, so I apologize for that. All I know is that each and every year there's going to be a couple of targets out there that everybody's going to be chasing and wanting and getting. The hit rate that New England had last year in free agency is not normal. You guys know that. Free agency is a tough deal because oftentimes, as we know, you're not letting good players out of the building somehow, right? So those who become free agents, are they bringing something with them? Is it injury? Is it this? Is it that? But if you're the Cardinals, you are in a position right now that, to me, everywhere you look is that possibility. Who do you have highly rated? Do they fit what you're looking for? Is that a person you think you want to be a Cardinal? Go get them and keep building. Because, New England just kind of skewed it for everyone last year. But it's so funny, isn't it? Because Bill Belichick's last year, so you remember how much they spent in free agency a few years before that? Hunter Henry's the only one left, and that was, 2020, 2021? He's the only one left out of that group. Didn't work out. This one worked for New England. So
we bring it full circle here. Might not see you at the Arizona Cardinals facility in Tempe. Still could see you, though, in Tempe down the road at Arizona State.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. I used to do games there and look forward to getting back to that opportunity. So I hope some Big Ten teams come rolling in there and I get to come with them and watch it.
Always a pleasure, Charles, and look forward to this each and every year. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys both very much. You guys are wonderful and wish you nothing but the best. Appreciate it.